What's possible and what's not? What do you need and why do you need it? We live in an age where there's way more opportunity open to us than ever before in history. We can, if we want, create a life that is truly fulfilling and draw into it everything we desire. We're literally surrounded by high achievers, people who have shown us what's possible, no matter your background, your upbringing, or your education. They knew that they could. They believed that they can. So they just went ahead and did. Every success that you wish for is out there waiting for you. And rest assured, someone else just like you is busy right now achieving it. You can have it, but only if you're willing to recognize, acknowledge, and accept that it is possible. Then actually take action steps to make it happen. With your focus, attention, and all of your intention placed consistently in what you can do and what you will do, whilst all being totally aligned to your desired outcome, then and only then will you more than likely make it happen. The I could have been, I would have been, I should have been may seem valid in the moment, but not very satisfying in the end when you realize that you're not. We can recognize our own blocks and limitations as well as the blocks and limitations of others when we train ourselves to notice the NLP presuppositions of possibility or necessity. These are also known in Meta Modal and Milton Model as modal operators. Possibility is a linear scale going from the completely impossible all the way through to the definitely, highly probably possible. The positive possible representation of the scale are can-dos and will-dos. The other more perhaps familiar points on the scale are your common or garden, it's possible, maybe, I could do, I might do, I would do, it's impossible, and I definitely can't do. As with everything in the universe, each word that we have represented as a step on the scale can be experienced and expressed in the positive or in its darker, more sinister twin aspect in the negative. You may think that you can do, where someone else may think that they can't do. The same goes for the will not do's, could not do's, would not do's, and might not do's. These are mostly driven by negative emotional associations and limitations. In other words, all of the doubt a person may be struggling with and against. Then we have necessity. This is all of your should do's, must do's, have to's, and need to's. The really interesting thing when you hear necessity is, for the most part, we can pretty much predict that the person is focused in some way on a perceived consequence. What is it that's going to happen if they don't? Our job as an effective and influential listener is to work out first by listening very carefully and noting where they sit on this possibility to necessity scale. Then ask some really good questions to uncover the structure of the reality they're using to make that seem true. This is their perceived detail that is responsible for the person's current beliefs as to what is possible, impossible, or need-driven for them. If we really want to deliver on the ultimate goal of creating positive influence for yourself, or indeed for someone else, then knowing where the starting point is and the reasons they or you have for being in that current stuck, stopped, or limited position will be best served when you understand and develop a better awareness of what word they have chosen to use, what it means to them, and how they are justifying and maintaining it. Here's just a few examples. I can't see a way forward. Or I can see a way forward. I need to, have to, or must find a way forward. I couldn't possibly move forward. I certainly could move forward. I should really move forward. I would move forward. And I will definitely move forward. Now let's take each of these examples, and based on the modal operatives being used, we can run through a bit of a prediction as to where the person is right now, what it means, and possibly why. Here's the first one. I can't see a way forward. This is an impossibility and tells us that at the moment for them, in their current reality, there is no way forward. We would want to ask some questions, investigate why they feel they can do the process of not moving forward. What is it that they think is blocking or stopping them? Next, we can see the opposite here, where we look at I can see a way forward. Now, this, on the surface of it, seems good, certainly a positive start, but doesn't actually tell us if they're going to do anything about it. Being able to see a way forward doesn't mean that you're going to move forward. We would want to ask them for the next step commitment. Do they have a strategy and a plan to actually move forward? Next, we have some necessity. I need to, have to, or must find a way to move forward. Any one of these structures tells us that there is a necessity. What is it that they think is going to happen if they do, or indeed if they do not? This structure tells us nothing about whether or not they think it's possible. And there will be in some way a negative focus on some form of consequence. And also notice that they're currently not even focused on the moving forward part at all. The necessity is actually all about finding a way forward, which presupposes they have no idea around the how. Next, we have I couldn't possibly move forward. There is thus far an unspoken reason that suggests they think it's not possible. But notice the contradiction and uncertainty already present in the sentence. Because to describe their current situation, they've chosen unconsciously to use the word possibly. This is always a very interesting structure, where we can predict that they are seeing themselves sort of doing it, but then swiping it away and saying no. Next we have, I could move forward. Again, this is great because there is a perception that it is possible. But what's lacking here is any sense of commitment or intent. We'd be very interested in asking them, because they could, does that mean that they can? And what would have to happen to ensure that they will? Next we have, I should really move forward. Here there is a bit of covert necessity, where there is some sort of defined outcome in their mind, which in this case could be either negative or positive. We have no idea at this stage. We would not only want to find out the detail of what the benefit of the outcome is, so that we can understand better whether or not they believe it to be possible in the first place. From that, we are bound to uncover what the resistance is. Is there simply a reluctance to leave their comfort zone, or do they just not want it enough? Clearly, thus far, there's not been enough motivation. I would move forward. Here we do have a level of intent, but there is a bit of an unspoken but. From this, we don't know if they think it's possible or not. Also, we don't know what they think they might possibly lose or gain in moving forward. It could be either a loss or a gain, or both. Or in this case, the but could also be doubt, and possibly a lacking of knowing the how. Again, to influence them beyond this point, there's lots of missing information that would serve us well to uncover. And finally, we've got, I will definitely move forward. Great, hallelujah, praise be. We are potentially on the move then. The only bit that's missing here is, if you were looking for certainty, is a bit of the how, at least the first step, to give us some confidence, and of course followed by the all-important by when. Because the statement, I will move forward, is not actually moving forward. In this form, it's merely intent. Now, there are lots and lots of other words that you'll hear on a regular basis that you'll be well served to notice and ask questions around. Things like I may or may not do, I ought to, I don't dare to, I'm about to, I'm going to, I'm likely to, I'm certainly willing to, I'm supposed to, I'm able to, I hope to, I certainly wish to, I'm bound to, I'm likely to, I shall do, I had better do. The important thing is when we hear these words, we can't in any way or with any certainty predict what is actually going to happen. In business and in therapeutic coaching, we will always want to get a person to a place where we know that they are definitely believe that they can do, that they're very much in touch with their internal motivation and intent to drive their will do. We also know that they now have access to the how to. And finally, we are totally in agreement as to the when to. Along, of course, with a tangible structure of how we will be measuring and calibrating their success going forward. Train your ear to very much listen for the can-dos and the will-dos being present, which will represent the person's positive intent. And know that you're going to be very interested in finding out all of the missing information that will be required to create any type of influence when you are hearing anything other than can do and will do. The next video that I'll be releasing is going to be all about NLP presuppositions of cause and effect, and how incredibly empowering it is to choose to be responsible for everything in your glorious life. To find out more and to download our free introduction PDF guide, you can go to advancedlinguisticinfluencing.co.uk. And if indeed you're finding this content of value, please do like and subscribe, and we can learn, evolve, and create positive change together.